Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. You may also want to check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess, where I do have a bunch of other pick a card readings posted for you guys. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing Why Do I Feel So Lost on My Path? Okay, which I feel like is a very common struggle that we all face at some time or another in our life. Why do we feel so lost? Okay, so we're gonna, pile number one is going to be Chrysocolla. Pile two is a titanium aura quartz, I believe. And then pile number three is going to be Pyrite. I am going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with choosing your pile today. If you do feel drawn to more than one pile, that is perfectly okay for the reading. Okay, so why do you feel so lost on your path? Let's pull a card for pile number one. And we're going to have mystery for pile one. Okay, so pile two. Why do you feel so lost on your path? Why does pile number two feel so lost on their path? We have influence. Okay, pile number three. Why does pile three feel so lost on their path? We have anguish. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the cards and the crystal. So pile one, why do you feel so lost on your path? We have mystery and we have this Chrysocolla. That's going to be for pile one. Pile number two, we have influence here and we have this titanium aura or rainbow. I can't remember what this is called. It looks like rainbow, kind of rainbowy. It might be like a titanium rainbow aura quartz or something like that. So that's for pile two. Pile number three, you are anguish. And this is with the pyrite. Okay. For pile number three. So part of this reading, you know, that we're doing it today, we're trying to understand why we feel lost. So once we can really kind of identify what the issues are, right? Of course, we can work on changing. And that might mean changing perspective in the way that we look at things, okay? Or even being open to information that Spirit is sending us to help us to align with our path. Okay? So pile one with mystery and the Chrysocolla, pile two with influence and the titanium rainbow aura quartz is what I'm calling it. And then pile number three is anguish with the pyrite. Okay, timestamps are down below and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi pile one. So those of you that resonated with the mystery card and the Chrysocolla, this is going to be a reading. So starting off with your card mystery, as far as why do I feel so lost on my path? We have mystery here. So this almost makes me feel that part of the reason that you feel lost on your path is you might have issues trusting, okay? Trusting in your path. Because with mystery, it's like you might be someone who wants to know all the answers, who wants to have it all figured out, all mapped out, to know exactly when something's going to happen, how something's going to happen, you know, all of the information that you want. And part of that may be you learning how to trust in the mystery of the unknown, especially when it comes to you making certain decisions or choices. Or like, let's just say your intuition is guiding you down on a certain path, and then you start to doubt yourself, and then you start to question, right? And overthink it, overanalyzing, like, well, I don't know what's going to happen if I take this path. And then what if I want to take this path over here? And what if this seems like this is a better idea? And then I have this other idea. So it could be just kind of learning how to trust. okay? Learning how to trust in the mystery, in the unknown, and just kind of learning more or less how to go with the flow, right? Of where the universe is guiding you, where your higher self is guiding you, right? And if you feel a little bit disconnected from your higher self, meditation, and for those of you that don't like to meditate, go for a walk, go spend time in nature, right? All of these activities can also be something that are meditative, right? You can be in a meditative state while you're in the shower, while you're vacuuming, while you're washing dishes. Anything that just kind of helps your mind to relax. Okay, so let's see what is coming through for you with the tarot. Do I want to use this one? Yes, okay. So let's see, pile 1. Why do you feel so lost on your path? Right? And there may even be some things that you kind of see, and you do get signs, you do get synchronicities, and you might not know how to interpret them. Maybe that is spending more time journaling, to try to understand what is Spirit saying to me. What am I not understanding? What am I not seeing? So let's see. Pile 1. Why do you feel so lost on your path? Why does pile 1 feel so lost on their path? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. That's about going with the flow. Okay? Some of you may also really be like at a turning point in your life. And there's changes, right, that you might be going through, and you might be kind of questioning it all. Like, is this supposed to happen? Am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to, go with this? And the Wheel of Fortune is about the ebb and flow of life, the cycles. Okay? It is going with the flow. Let's see. Why does pile 1 feel so lost? We've got the Page of Cups. We've got the Page of Wands. Why does pile 1 feel so lost? We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. The Devil. Yep. The Devil energy plants the seeds of doubt, right? The Devil is the ego. It is our shadow self. Fear, self-limiting beliefs, anything that is keeping us stuck, oppressed, right? Attachments may even be attachments to certain things, to certain situations, to certain peoples, or certain people, that could even be distracting you, right? Could also be ourself. Why does pile 1 feel so lost on their path? Fears. We have Justice here. Some of you may even be kind of like stuck in a karmic cycle. With the Devil, Justice, the Wheel of Fortune's also here. Five of Swords. And this cycle is, from what I can see, the Five of Swords, which is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. Right? Because we cannot trust the mystery. We cannot trust the mystery of where Spirit is leading us. Right? There's a need for you here with the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands to follow your heart, to follow your intuition, to allow your inner youthful creative passions to lead you. Right? But they're getting blocked here with the Devil, with the Five of Swords. And that could even be something that's impacting your ability to make decisions, to make clear decisions, balanced decisions, right? Justice is about what is best for our highest good. Okay? I'm also seeing the star at the bottom. So the star is about hope. It's about trust, faith, belief, right? So if we're having issues here with the mystery of things, this is a need for us to shift into a more positive mindset. The star, the Wheel of Fortune, they're ultimately leading us towards our destiny, right? And if we're kind of getting ourselves stuck here with this Five of Swords, I'm also noticing how there's this earthworm here that is cut in half, right? So in a way, to me, there is this disconnect. There's a disconnect. And I feel like because the devil is the ego. Also, we have the Page of Cups here. The Page of Cups is like the energy of a child, right? And then we have this devil that is a very overpowering energy of the ego. So I feel in a way, because this page is only kind of like a childlike energy, and the devil is being something that is very overpowering, that it's almost like your ego is overpowering your intuition. The ego's in the driver's seat, taking the lead, right? Because the ego serves to protect us from something. So if we don't see things, and we cannot tell, like, if we take this path, or are we on the right path even, that we start to doubt, right? And that's what the devil does. Plants the seed of doubt, and these things being something that emotionally manipulate us. And, you know, we fear-based thinking, okay? So let's see. And I feel like as long as you follow your intuition and recognize, acknowledge, because of course it takes time for us to really kind of learn to change the way that we think, right? From fear-based thinking into letting the intuition lead us. I feel like as long as you follow your passion, your creativity, your intuition, this is spirit leading for many of you that chose this pile. You're on the path of abundance. And this is some serious wealth here with the Ten of Pentacles. Very serious wealth. This is building generational wealth, stability, security. This is what you are destined for, right? But this, of course, can create setbacks, blockages. So the Seven of Pentacles may be a need, because some of you might get really frustrated. I will say that. You get really frustrated with the mystery here. The Seven of Pentacles is like evaluating, reassessing. Because with the Seven of Pentacles, this is when we invest our time and energy into something, and we're going and going and going and putting all that time. And because we're manifesting something into the physical world, when it doesn't manifest fast enough, or in the way that we thought it was going to be, in the time that we thought it would, we get frustrated, right? So the Seven of Pentacles is a need for us to take a pause and to reflect, right? To me, this is also about you also not giving up, right? Because sometimes we stop because of this before the blessing arrives, right? We can be like, let's just say 6 weeks into a project and working at it, or even 6 years, you know, and we're not seeing the results. But this Seven of Pentacles is about us telling us that we will soon see the fruits of our labor. Be patient. And maybe for some of you, there is a lack of patience. Okay? A lack of patience. So, where are we at? Okay, so what I want to do, I kind of made these up last night. They're these little handwritten messages to help with reading. So we're going to look at these and see kind of with our question today, why you feel so lost on your path. Why does pile number 1 feel so lost on their path? I'm going to take this one here. Okay, so we have you're a channel for divine wisdom. I think that's hard to see. I wrote it in silver. You're a channel for divine wisdom. And maybe for you, that's a need for you to start listening. Start listening, right? Start paying attention. Start trusting that you're being guided on the right path. We have good news coming in. We have minimize your stress factors. We have success is assured, pile 1. It's assured, right? We've got the 10 of Pentacles here, the Star, the Wheel of Fortune. Especially if you feel like with things that aren't going so well, the Wheel of Fortune tells us that if we are struggling, it's temporary. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune is like the cycles of life, right? Keeps going. Sometimes we go through some not so good cycles, but things are always have the potential to improve. It is about us riding the storm, right? To make it to this star energy. So pile number 1, Spirit. Why does pile 1 feel so lost on their path? What is their advice? What is their guidance to help them along their path? We've got improvements in, see what I'm saying here? You've got the 10 of Pentacles. So just trust the process, pile 1. Improvements in your abundance. Okay. So we have lower vibrational energies. Okay. That I'm seeing as this 5 of Swords and the Devil. We've also got discovery. So maybe there's something new that you could be discovering. We have spirit animals are guiding you. And we have observe, don't absorb. Okay? Observe, don't absorb. So what I'm thinking here, because some of you may literally, right? With the 5 of Swords energy here, because we do have minimize your stress factors. The 5 of Swords could very well, in fact, be people surrounding you. And if that is the case, and they are lower vibrational energies that could be throwing you off, okay? So more or less, if it's someone else, observe them, right? Don't absorb that negative energy, okay? If it is yourself and there is no one else around you and you are the source of the negative energy, sometimes we are, right? Your own thoughts, observe the thoughts as they come in. Right? Thank your ego. Thank you for keeping me safe. But I'm going to go with the intuition this time. Right? So don't hold on to an attachment to those negative thoughts. Okay? Observe, don't absorb. So let's see what else. What else for pile 1, Spirit? We have your crown chakra. Okay, so our crown chakra is our connection to source. Okay? Higher self, spirit guides, ancestors. So maybe for some of you, this can be doing some crown chakra work. Okay? Energy healing. There's also a bunch of videos all over YouTube with ways of helping to fine-tune your crown chakra. Of course, working on blockages. Like I said, some of you might have that disconnect, like I'm seeing here. The disconnect here. Also, because it literally is an earthworm here, I'm getting maybe also grounding yourself when you are kind of stuck in your head, obsessive thoughts, intrusive thoughts that are negative in nature, okay? And that may also be something that helps you with the crown chakra here as well. Meditation is also amazing for helping you to align with your higher self, Okay, so you know, right? When you're able to connect and speak and receive answers in your meditation from your spirit guides, right? You can set the intention while you're meditating. This is my question in my mind. Hold that question, right? You may even ask your spirit guides out loud. Am I on the right path? Silence. Wait for the answer. The first one that comes to your mind is it. Make sure, though, that you're not just like spinning your wheels, and because it's not going to be fear-based, okay? I will tell you that. The intuition is not going to be a fear-based answer, right? If you start going into and asking spirit, like, am I on the right path? And then the response that you receive is, you're not good enough to do that, or you're going to fail. You're not going to be successful. All of that fear-based thinking, you know, okay, I've got to ground myself a little bit more. This is clearly not my intuition. This is not my higher self, because your higher self is not going to respond from this fear-based way of thinking. Okay? It takes a little bit of practice, okay? But really kind of helping to ground your energy and get into the swing of things so that you can keep that open channel with your crown chakra so that you are able to communicate with your spirit guides or ancestors, higher self. Okay? Let's see what else. Pile number 1, spirit. The magic lies within you. The magic lies within you, which is basically your manifesting, your making things happen along your path. Right? It just takes you to listening to your inner voice, your soul. And we have half-hearted efforts, okay? So some of you, it could quite literally be investing more time and energy, becoming more disciplined, more focused, more organized, right? Especially if you're wanting to move forward on your path and be successful, right? We can't get it done with half-hearted efforts here. We need to fully invest ourselves into something. Otherwise, we're going to get half-hearted results. Right? It's what you put into this. So let's see here. We have see the bigger picture of the situation, which to me is about a higher level perspective, right? Especially if you feel lost right now, let's pull back a little bit. Let's go for a walk. Let's go on vacation. Let's de-stress. Let's remove ourselves from toxic environments so we can be clear. And then be able to say, okay, now I can see what I need to do, what I need to change, what I need to shift. Okay. We have seek counsel. Okay. So maybe for some of you that means a friend or somebody that you trust in to give you advice, or you let them know what it is that you're feeling, right? Maybe that could even be a spiritual mentor, a guide, a counselor, a therapist, anybody that you do have access to. At the bottom, I'm seeing temporary discomfort. Okay. So like I said, for some of you where you could be feeling a little bit challenged or things are not manifesting quite fast enough, okay? This could be, like I said, right in the wave. You're gonna make it through it, okay? Our path is not always perfect, right? Sometimes there are challenges along the way, but it's about you trusting that the changes that are happening, the changes that you're going through are for your highest good. And it's learning how to trust. Have faith. Okay? So that is all that I have for you. Pile number 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, Empath 2. Welcome to your reading. So, today we are doing why do you feel so lost on your path? And you do have influence here. So, this almost makes me feel, I don't know what it is that's influencing you, but could be some kind of, I don't know, maybe it's people surrounding you. We're going to look into this a little bit more, but I want to see what comes through with the tarot for you. When I'm looking at this card, though, intuitively, I'm seeing what look like little planets. So it makes me feel like something that's, I don't know, maybe it's something that's surrounding you, energy that's surrounding you, people that you surround yourself with, your environment, where you work, where you live. Some kind of influence here that's affecting you or making you feel lost. Okay? So let's first look at the tarot. Why does pile number 2 feel so lost on their path? 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So some of you, it could quite literally be work, your career, your job. Even maybe for some of you, school. Maybe it's like a work situation, a school situation. We'll get a little bit more, but let's see. Why does pile number 2 feel so lost on their path? Why does pile 2 feel so lost on their path? We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Mother of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. That's a lot of energies here. No wonder there's influence. Some of you, this could be like other people, like literally other people here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the King of Wands. I mean, these could be energies that are influencing you. We could look at it that way. It might not necessarily be people. It could be energies that are influencing you, that are these archetypes. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Justice. Okay. Some of you, it could quite literally be a family or even a marriage, a partner, a spouse. Yeah, this is a lot of people here. Yeah, we've got the King and Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm seeing Temperance at the bottom. Temperance, which is about keeping things in balance. So maybe maybe it's these energies that are influencing you. Maybe there's a need for keeping these energies in balance. Justice is also about balance. So some of you, yes, you may resonate with it, a work situation, a school situation that involves other people. And those energies that are going on with those situations could be something that's influencing you here. But I'm also seeing this as a lot of energy influences that we have that may be kind of a lot for you happening at once. And you're trying to make sense of it all. Because on one hand, we have this Queen of Pentacles energy here, which is very grounded, very nurturing, very focused, very disciplined. And then we have the King of Swords energy, which is very logical and analytical. And it could be, I don't know that I really want to say over analyzing. I mean, but it could be. But the King of Swords is about your way of thinking, speaking, and actions that you're taking here. Communication, whether that's internal or external in your environment. And then you have the Wands energy here, which are all about passion and charisma, creativity, leadership, kind of like the go-getter energy. You know, and I'm seeing that you have the Ace of Wands here, which is a beautiful energy of a spark of inspiration, an idea that has potential. Maybe there is a need for you kind of harnessing all of these energies and keeping them in balance. And that may, because Temperance is also about the transmutation of energy. The transmutation of energy, which makes me feel like, what are you transmuting? Because this looks pretty good, you know, unless it really is somebody on the outside that is influencing you. Like if it's a marriage situation, a relationship situation that you've got going on, and that is something that's just kind of throwing you off. Otherwise, it's something that's happening inside of you, right? Because I'm looking at this and this doesn't look like there's anything wrong here. Because, like I said, unless it's like a family situation or you've got a partner thing going on. Why is Temperance here, Spirit? Why is Temperance here? There it is. The Five of Swords. That's what you're transmuting here. The Five of Swords is negative, feeling defeated. It is this energy here of winning and losing something. Maybe some of you are afraid of failure. You know, maybe your thoughts are what's influencing you. The Five of Swords is self-sabotaging thoughts. And maybe those self-sabotaging thoughts are ones that are keeping you from taking action, going after something, taking that idea and, you know, doing what you need to do in order to get it done. Focusing here, discipline, nurturing this idea, right? Because the aces are the beginning of something. They have potential. It requires our energy to influence what this ends up as, what we turn it into, right? We're manifesting here. We're creating something. So let's just say, you know, you have this new idea of you're wanting to take your path into a certain direction, but then in comes your Five of Swords. Don't do it. You're going to fail. It's not going to work. You're not going to be good at it. You're not going to be successful, right? So these thoughts can be something that are influencing you here. And it may even be literally conflict, right? If you have other people's opinions and other people being involved and you're in an environment that is not good, like an unhealthy, toxic work environment, a toxic relationship, a toxic friendship, family situation. I'm seeing the Three of Cups at the bottom. Some of you, it is other people, literally other people. Maybe that you're caught up in others, like almost like you're caught up in drama in another area of your life, and that can be something that's just kind of throwing you off here. You know? Maybe you feel like you don't have support or you're not being supported. Maybe the people around you don't support what you do. The friends don't understand you. The partner doesn't understand you. Maybe it's your parents, you know? It could be anybody that doesn't really get what you're doing on your path, because sometimes our path is different than what another person's path looks like. And so you might tell somebody, oh, you know what? I thought of this amazing idea and I'm gonna go to school to do this, or I'm gonna become this, I'm gonna open this kind of business, and they look at you sideways like, what? Like, why would you do that? That's not gonna make money. You're not going to be good at that. You really think you want to do that? Are you sure? You know? So it's kind of like there's something here that's influencing you in a way that Maybe it's making you doubt yourself, doubt your abilities. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to clarify this card influence here. Spirit, what is this influencing for keeping pile number 2 lost on their path? What is the influence here? What is the influence affecting pile number 2 on their path? The reason why pile number 2 feels lost on their path. The Mother of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. This is emotions. Some of you can quite literally be love situations, feelings, emotions that are influencing you, which would be the need for temperance, right? The need for balancing these out. Because we don't have emotions. I mean, well, this is part of it, because when we ask the question here, why do you feel so lost on your path? These energies are influencing what you're feeling here with why you're feeling lost. Maybe the root of it for some of you is your emotions. Your emotions are influencing you. Or there's a need for you to connect with your emotions, because the Queen of Cups also represents the intuition. Feeling. Not thinking, right? Because this is the thinking part. That is the feeling with the intuition. Why is the influence here, Spirit? What is the influence? The Empress. And the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I will say with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like for many of you, you're wanting your path to be one, and who wouldn't actually? You're wanting your path to be one that leads you to becoming, if you're not already, independently wealthy, stable, secure. Some of you might even be at a job that you've worked and put in a lot of your time and energy into, and maybe questioning whether or not, if you quit that job or if you left that relationship, I'll just say, some of you, it could be a marriage or a relationship, if I let go, am I going to be able to support myself? Because those emotions tied into the security and stability are an influence for you, right? And you might be telling yourself, oh, if you quit this job, you're not going to have money. You're not going to be able to take care of yourself. Or if you leave this relationship that is providing stability for you and you try to go off and do something by yourself, you can't make it happen. You can't manifest abundance. So the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, for some of you, could represent that you have dedicated so much of your time and your energy to work, career, abundance. And it may even be that abundance is a real influence. The emotional connection or attachment to money, material, abundance. And because of that attachment there, that you're losing sight of what, say, like your soul wants to do. Your soul, with as far as your creativity, as far as you following what your path is for you, right? Of course, it's going to be different for all of you. So some of you, money is an influence, stability, which is understandable. We've got bills to pay, right? We need to eat. We need a house. We need something to keep us safe from. So yeah, I'm feeling there's the influence here. Some of you, it is, I'm getting, it could even be a parent for some of you. A parents, family members. Some of you may be wanting to like be independent and be on your own, and you know, whether that means you moving out of family's house, or it means that you are wanting to be like, even let's just say if you are in a stable, happy marriage, but you want your own abundance, you want to be able to create and manifest it all by yourself, right? It kind of, to me, this Five of Swords energy is like you're already sabotaging yourself before you even leave the gate, you know? And it could be literally because of all of these people that are here, the archetypes that are here. It could even be other people that are saying things to you, right? Other people that are saying things to you, their opinions on what you should do versus what I want to do, right? What pile 2 wants to do with their life, with their path. So I would say for you, pile 2, take a look at what kind of an influence other people, for those of you that this does apply, what kind of influence do other people play as a role in you being able to choose what path you want, when you want to do it, how you're going to do it, and knowing and trusting within yourself that it is the right path for you without somebody else chiming in to say, no, you should do this, or you should do that, or you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, maybe for some of you, it's learning how to speak up, how to be more assertive, how to be more confident, I feel like, in your decisions. You know, because we clearly have influence here, whether it's your own thoughts, your own energy that's influencing you, and you're being maybe, say, like emotionally driven with an attachment to finances, and the finances are something that are making you feel lost, right? Because you could be questioning, like I said, some of you could be like working really hard, investing your time and energy at a job, but your soul is calling you elsewhere. And because of that worrying about money or money influence here, you could be saying, I don't know if I should leave this job or I should leave this situation because I'm not going to have the money that I need to follow the path that I really want to, you know? So there's some type of influence here. Emotions, I'm seeing abundance here. With the Empress energy here, the Empress does represent abundance. She does represent prosperity, fertility, growth, creativity, intuition. And I'm feeling that it is, you know, I just feel like so many different energy influences that are here. So very different, right? Queen of Pentacles, like I said, very focused, disciplined, organized. And maybe for some of you, it is getting yourself to that place where you are more focused, where you are more disciplined, where you do think about things logically, planning, vision, making decisions. And then the King and Queen of Wands is about you balancing out your own energy and being confident, working on your self-esteem, working on believing in yourself to face any challenge, even if they are mental ones. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I actually made up this little deck last night, and I just did a bunch of channeled messages on here, little keywords and things like that to help with the readings. So let's see for you, pile number 2. Why do you feel so lost on your path? So yeah, what I was saying is take a look at what kind of energies do you have around you that are influencing you? Is there certain situations that you're in that are impacting your decision making or your clarity or really tuning into what your heart says? about a situation or about you on your path. Okay? Like, are you allowing an opinion of another person to influence what you choose to do on your path? Right? Like, especially if you're in a situation where you're in a marriage or in a, work situation. For some of you, is it a toxic environment? Okay, take a look at all of those things around your circle here that could be influencing you. Okay, making you feel lost, making you feel like doubting yourself. Okay, so pile number 2, why do you feel so lost on your path? What is your advice? What is pile 2's advice and guidance of why they're feeling so lost on their path? Pile 2. We've got a spiritual assignment. A spiritual assignment. So maybe there's something that you're meant to learn here. Maybe if for some of you it is getting past this 5 of Swords. Learning how to transmute the negative energy into your power, right? You have, it's time for change. It's time for change. So maybe some of you that are in a job that you don't want and you know that it's not resonating for you anymore, maybe it's time to start listening to what your heart is saying, right? Especially for those of you that have worked really hard on a certain career and you're just like, I don't really like this anymore, right? The 9 of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes be a need for us to take a break because we may be working and working and working and working, and we don't even know if what we're doing is something that we enjoy anymore. Does it resonate for us anymore? So this is Spirit saying it's time for a change, and many of you may already know what that is because you may already be feeling it intuitively. We have a channel for divine wisdom. And I'm going to put this over here. I want to see what kind of a change, but for some of you, maybe it is. Changes within inside of yourself, your own way of thinking. Those of you that are in a toxic relationship or job situation, people, maybe your surroundings, family, friends, the people that you have close in your circle that are too much of a negative influence in some way. Okay? But otherwise, yes, this is asking you to look at what energies are surrounding you. Do you have support? Let's see, pile number 2. Why is pile 2 feeling so lost on their path, Spirit? What advice or guidance are they needing at this time? What advice or guidance is pile 2 needing at this time about why they're feeling so lost on their path? We have rethink your priorities. Okay. Rethink your priorities, what your priorities are. I'm going to take this one. We have spirit animals are guiding you. So pay attention to animals that you're seeing, okay, over and over again, whether on a pick a card reading or you're noticing them out in nature. Look up the symbolism of that animal and look at the spiritual meaning of it, the qualities that that animal embodies. And that may be one, especially if you keep seeing it over and over again, that message or that animal has a message for you. Maybe it is about embodying the energy of what that meaning is behind it so that you can then apply that energy to your life. Okay. Let's see what else. Why does pile number 2 feel so lost on their path? What is their advice and guidance, Spirit? We've got friends. Wow. Yeah. Some of you, like I said, friends here. Maybe for some of you, the friends are the influence and maybe not in a good way. Okay. We have the third eye chakra of feeling lost. So this to me is about your third eye chakra being blocked. Okay. Something with the intuition being blocked here. Which means, I feel like many times when we feel lost, we've got blockages in the upper chakras. We feel disconnected from source, from spirit, from our ancestors, spirit guides, higher self. So meditation is going to be one thing that really helps with you opening up and clearing the pathway for that. For those of you that don't believe in meditation, go for a walk. Spend time in nature, music, dancing, drumming, sound bowls, releasing any emotions, clearing to help clear blockages. Okay, energy healing. Okay, let's see what else. You might even look on YouTube to see if there's any like third eye chakra meditations, music, solfeggio music that you can listen to. Or solfeggio, I don't know how to say that right. The frequencies, right? To work with the third eye chakra to help you to clear blockages that are there. We've got allow your higher self to guide you. Okay. And that may even be just kind of sitting quiet, right? And making time to connect with your higher self. Right? Make it part of your everyday practice, everyday spiritual practice, connecting with your higher self. And if you don't know how to do that quite yet, like I said, meditation is going to be something that's very powerful, but maybe in stillness, quiet, maybe for some of you, journaling, maybe something that really helps you. Okay? Let's see here. Pile number 2. We have ask your spirit team for help. What else for pile 2, please, Spirit? What else for pile 2? The feminine energy. Okay, and that's what we have over here. We've got the Queen of Cups and the Empress. So maybe for some of you there are some blocks within the feminine energy with the intuition. Okay. Maybe for some of you there's a need for balancing out the masculine and the feminine energies within you. What else for pile number 2, Spirit? We have repeating lessons. Repeating lessons. Which means that there's a need for paying closer attention to certain cycles that you keep repeating. Right? What are we learning from them? Right? Things are going to happen over and over and over and over again because we haven't learned it. We haven't learned the lesson. So we can get ourselves really stuck in some cycles. Okay? So if you're noticing something that keeps happening over and over again, maybe take some time to think about what you're learning from the experience that you're going through and how can we make different choices to get past that. Okay? We have indifference. So indifference, this kind of reminds me of the 4 of Cups energy, which is that we feel unhappy, we feel discontent. It could be that we're not paying attention to the opportunities that are surrounding us, the messages that are leading us, guiding us. We're either not seeing them or we're ignoring them. This could be having a blind spot. There's something that we're not seeing. Okay? We have the inner child and we also have pay attention to the signs. Okay, so maybe for some of you it is working on healing the inner child. Let's see. What else for pile 2, Spirit? Setbacks. Setbacks. And these could be ones that you are, setting yourself back by a lack of planning, lack of decision, Or it could even be involving yourself with other things in your life that are influencing you, right? Creating setbacks, right? It may even be your own thoughts that are creating setbacks here. What else for pile 2, Spirit? What else? We have starting over. Starting over. Some of you, maybe some of you, this is, you guys are starting over again. Maybe the whole starting over is something that you're just like, oh my goodness, I'm doing this, you know? Maybe it's discouraging, you know, especially for those of you that are a little older, you know, I get you. I'm 45. I'll be 46 this year. And after I was doing my nursing, I started over in my 40s too, right? Switching to what I'm doing right now. And sometimes that whole thought of it is scary. Like, oh my goodness, you know, I'm too old. You might be thinking, I'm too old to start over. And that whole situation seems daunting, right? So you really feel called to a certain path, but you're just like, is it even worth it to even go for it anymore? Do I want to start over again? We have self-love, okay? So maybe some of you focusing on self-love. We have stagnancy and reroute. Okay. So some of you could be just kind of like in the comfort zone, or just kind of being met with blockage or resistance. And instead of making a shift or a change, you stay there, right? So maybe for some of you, if you're in that place, there's a need for you to kind of redirect, right, along your path. We have energy vampire. So some of you with bad intentions. Wow. We did have friends. Like I said, this could really be anybody. We have influence here. So there's something here in your circle. Energy vampire with bad intentions. Okay. So, of course, it could be very different for all of you with who the energy vampire is in your life. But we have, it's time for a change. I want to clarify that for you guys and see what this change is. Some of you, it is because of stagnancy and there's a need to redirect, right? You might be going down a certain path and maybe it's not the right one anymore. Maybe we're needing to shift into a different direction. Okay, so let's see here. What is this energy surrounding it's time for a change for pile number 2? We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about clarity. It's about a breakthrough. It's about listening to your truth, right? Many of you may know you've already had that epiphany that something needs to change. Okay. Something needs to change here. Why is this time for a change here? We've got death. There's the change right there. Something needs to come to an end. The Six of Swords. Some of you are meant to move on from something. Which means for some of you, this is altering your path. Aligning you with the path that you're meant to be on. So some of you could be on a path right now that may not necessarily be the right one for you, and there's a need for a shift. This requires moving on. Leaving something behind. Someone behind. A situation behind. A job behind. A relationship behind. I will leave that up to you to decide what that means to you. Because this is a general reading, it's going to be different for all of you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Some of you could be an earth sign. This can also be a need to just kind of get things going, get things moving. The Sun, towards something that makes you feel happy, right? The stagnancy and reroute. What is pile 2 stagnant with? The King of Swords. Maybe it's taking action. Maybe it's making decisions. Maybe for some of you, it has to do with a person who is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That things are not progressing or not moving forward with this person. The King of Swords would take on a very cold or detached energy. So if you are dealing with somebody who is cold, detached, cruel, authoritative, and you already know that this person is not really, I mean, they don't have to be an air sign, but anybody that's kind of around you that just doesn't support. And if you're coming in with that Queen of Cups and the person that you're dealing with is a King of Swords, I don't know. I'm not going to say it wouldn't be a good match, but if you're, loving and nurturing and supportive and kind and sweet and gentle, and then you've got the King of Swords as your person, as your partner, or even a friend like that, I don't know. It's up to you. But I don't know. I would feel like I want love. I want nurturing. Like, talk to me. And the King of Swords does give good advice. It can be a very beautiful energy. Because generally the King of Swords is going to be non-judgmental and a good listener, good with communication. But it could even be that the person in your life is taking on the shadow side of the King of Swords, in which the person can be very cruel or detached, cold, not as heart-centered. Okay, and I am seeing the Fool at the bottom. So this is basically about you taking a leap of faith. New beginning. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. Pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, Pile 3. So those of you that resonated with the Anguish card and the Pyrite. So today we're looking into, why do you feel so lost on your path? Okay, so with this card, Anguish, to me this is speaking about a lot of mental stuff that might be going on. That could be, fears, insecurities, anxiety, stress, a lot of mental stuff. As I'm seeing, there's kind of like, it looks like a bird that is sitting on the top of her head or his head. I'm not sure. This person's head. Okay. Anguish. So why, and if you are, like someone who is kind of like in that space, it's about, I don't know, maybe overthinking, worrying, stressing. And I feel like there's a need for you to get out of your head and into your body, right? What do you feel? Because this, to me, this is a lot of thinking. Okay. Right? And it is our intuition that is going to help to lead us on our path. So if we're stuck in our head and the busyness of our mind is kind of like, in a way, overshadowing, right? The thinking mind is, the cognitive mind is doing too much, right? It's not giving the intuition time to just be calm, relaxed, and feel with the intuition. Okay. So why does Pile 3 feel so lost on their path? Why does Pile 3 feel so lost on their path? We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups. Some of you, this is your inner child. Your inner child that might need attention. And I'm feeling for some of you, it has to do surrounding stability or security. So if you are someone who's gone through poverty, unstable home life, any type of traumas that you've gone through as a child or when you were a lot younger, it almost makes me feel like, I'm seeing we have a little deer here, but it kind of reminds me of a fawn. Like, it's making me think of fight or flight, or the fawn. Even the freeze stage, which is basically how we are responding, right, to our environment. Okay, let's see what else. So it makes me feel like with that, with respect to that, it's about your, maybe for some of you, it's a trauma response. And that's why you're feeling lost, because the trauma responses, something that were learned during childhood, are ones that are blocking you, making you feel lost. Okay, let's see what else. Pile number 3. Why do you feel so lost on your path? The 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm feeling for some of you this is generational. I'm feeling a lot of the energy surrounding the root chakra. Okay, I'm looking at this 10 of Pentacles here with this pentacle in the center. And then there's all of this red energy here. To me, that is the root. Okay, the root chakra. Which to me makes me feel like with the anguish here, like I said, all of this is happening up in the head. You're not grounded. Okay, there's a need for grounding your energy. Okay, let's see what else. Pile 3. Why does pile 3 feel so lost on their path? The Queen of Swords. And the Empress. Some of you, this is a mother wound. A parent-child wound, a mother wound, but I'm getting here. Some of you, I'm even getting adoption, foster care, or abandonment. Okay. I feel like looking at this tree here, the roots are penetrating into the ground very deep. So yeah, to me, this is a lot about maybe worrying about stability, money, for some of you, money. Wanting to feel stable. Okay, pile 3. Why does pile 3 feel so lost on their path? Yeah, some of you, I'm getting your inner child is needing love, nurturing. I'm feeling for some of you, you may have had a mother figure. It could even be a male, but I'm seeing feminine energy coming through here. The Queen of Swords and the Empress. And this Empress energy is coming in right underneath the Page of Pentacles. So it's like the inner child to me is needing nurturing, is needing love, is needing healing, is needing reassurance. Some of you may have had a parent or parental figure with the Queen of Swords who was very cold or detached or not really giving you the love that you really needed, the nurturing. And so there is a feeling for some of you kind of like some of you, I'm getting with the Hermit energy here, this is kind of like you have a tendency to isolate yourself, spend a lot of time alone. And although that may be something that you feel happy with, I feel for many of you, it is kind of like an unhealthy coping that you might have as a result of that, feeling alone or isolated. And that may even be from a parent who had in the past shut you out. And so it's kind of like your thing that you now do for some of you is to shut people out. Shut family out, shut friends out. Look at how this turtle is like in his shell. I mean, the Hermit is on a journey to discovering the self. Maybe for some of you, you're doing a lot of very deep healing. Some of you, this can even have to do with a child. It may even be your child. Your inner child, or some of you, it could be the parent-child relationship. Something to do with a parent-child relationship. I'm getting mother-daughter, mother-son. for some of you. Or even if you are someone who does have children of your own, but it can also be your relationship with your mother. I'm definitely feeling there's a mother wound here. And the Hermit can feel lost. The Hermit is going through, like, can go through a very depressive energy, feeling very lost, literally feeling lost with the Hermit energy here. But this is basically where we're going through and facing our darkness. It's like the dark night of the soul. The Hermit is where we are in a place where we're trying to discover ourselves, heal ourselves. Many of you, it is healing your past, your childhood, mother wound, family wounds, generational wounds. Why does pile 3 feel so lost on their path? The Devil. And the King of Cups. Yeah, I'm getting this as a need for nurturing, a need for love, wanting love. Even if you are someone who was adopted or who went through foster care or, you know, anything like that, and you made it into a beautiful family, that abandonment wound is still there. Okay? It's still there. So there's a healing of that wound. Okay? The Devil energy, and I'm noticing how this is coming in right underneath this 10 of Pentacles, which is about family, friends, people that are in your circle here. But the Devil energy is a lot of attachment, codependency, obsessive behaviors, addictions, unhealthy, toxic behaviors, fear, insecurities, doubt. Some of you might have some struggles that are there. You know, the Devil energy is one that, it is our ego. And the Devil is our ego. It's our shadow self. Some of you might even be delving into a little bit too much of the shadow self. And there is a need for finding your light again. The light that lies within you, right? Look at how this King of Cups, even though the King of Cups is a beautiful energy, I'm just kind of reading this intuitively. We have a black swan here. To me, that is also shadow energy. For some of you, it can even have to do with masculine energy, toxic masculine. Toxic masculine. And that could be the toxic masculine energy that you are embodying. Or it could even be toxic masculinity that you've had as a partner, a romantic partner, a father figure, or a father. So this pile is very different than pile 1 and pile 2. This feels like a lot of very deep, and I don't feel like it's like, why do you feel lost on your path? Lost on your path? How do I explain this? I feel like the reason that you feel lost on your path is because you are lost. Your soul is lost. In a sense that there is some, for many of you, very deep wounds and traumas and things that you might have gone through that have, in a way, disconnected you from your soul. If that makes sense. So I feel like for you, like I said, this feels very different. This is almost like reclaiming all of those lost bits and pieces of yourself. And you do that through the Hermit energy. Okay? This is some very, very deep healing, introspection, reflection. This is literally going through your darkness to find the light. There are no shortcuts, unfortunately, with this work. There's no skipping levels. This is you going through and facing your shadow, facing your darkness head on, and slowly releasing and letting go of whatever these things are for you. Codependency, attachment, addictions, emotional manipulation, any unhealthy patterns of behaviors or toxic traits that you may have taken on as a way to protect yourself. Okay? It's like, to me, your inner child here is covered, even though we're not doing an inner child reading, but I'm definitely feeling there's an influence here with an inner child that is hiding. And that inner child and that light within you is one that needs to be rediscovered. And that comes through some very deep healing work, a lot of challenging emotions that will come up from your past. But this is about you taking the time that is necessary to really nurture yourself, because that, to me, is the inner child that's asking for that, so that you can find yourself again and become connected again with your higher self. You know, it's almost like, to me, like the soul has gone through so much. And I don't mean this literally, but to me, it's kind of like symbolic of the soul being through so much, it went away. And this is now time for you to call it back. Call it back and provide it that safety, the security, the love, the nurturing, that it's okay to come back. You're providing a safe space for healing, for acknowledging whatever pain, traumas, healing, anything that needs to come through, and honoring those feelings, honoring what it is, what needs to be expressed. Because I'm feeling, with the feeling of being lost, like the soul, like I said, symbolically leaving, that this is now how you present yourself to the world around you, is from this place, because this is what has kept you safe. This is what has protected you, is the ego, right? But this is the shadow, right? So to me, this is like we've lost connection with our spiritual self, because the ego has taken over in the shadow. And the only way of doing that, because the shadow will never leave us, right? It is very much a part of us. The problem is when we allow the shadow to take over and we function from fear-based thinking, all of these unhealthy or toxic traits, and we function from here, right? That to me leaves like a very lost, scared, lonely inner child for some of you, and operating out of this energy. And sometimes we don't even realize it, that we're coming from that space. So because the ego is never going to leave us, right? It's never going to leave us. It's here to protect us and serve us on earth as we're going through our experience, right? This is you learning how to balance the shadow with your light, which is the Empress. I'm seeing this as the light, love. So that you, because this is the feminine, this is intuitive, this is love, this is nurturing. So this is bringing balance back to yourself, your shadow, your light, and not allowing the shadow to take over, right? Because the anguish here, that's the root of it, right? The root of it with this devil energy. But to me, this is something that's happening as a coping mechanism, and you keeping yourself safe, protected, right? I'm protecting myself from acting from the shadow. Okay. I'm now going to get some, I made these yesterday to kind of help with the readings. It's just a bunch of different channeled words and messages and things like that. So let's see, pile, oh, that's coming out right away. We have romantic partner, an unexpected visitor, and ungrounded energy. Now this can either be talking about, maybe for some of you, a romantic partner that has some ungrounded energy, or that you have the ungrounded energy. Okay? And I will say that if you are feeling the energy of anguish, this is ungrounded. Okay? And that's kind of what I was saying earlier with that 10 of Pentacles. Okay? So we have an unexpected visitor here. I don't know. Maybe for some of you, like I said, there is a toxic masculine energy surrounding you. And you're feeling anguish about that. Maybe it's a person, right? That is toxic. Let's see what else. And that in itself, because this person is toxic around you, you decide to keep yourself safe in your shell. You feel alone. You feel isolated. You don't feel loved. You don't feel appreciated. You feel undervalued, right? That might be the case for some of you, of not knowing what to do and feeling anguish because you're stuck in a situation like this. Some of you, it could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've got Virgo energy here, Taurus, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Capricorn. Okay. But this is about you also doing an honest reflection also within yourself, right? Because we can't always point fingers and blame another person. We have to also be accountable for our own energy, right? Okay, let's see. Pile number 3. We've also got integrate what you've learned. Okay, integrate what you've learned, maybe from your experiences. Does that one want to come out? Pile number 3. Why does pile number 3 feel so lost on their path? We've got destined. Destined. We might have to get some more information here. I feel like with the destined here, it's like Spirit is trying to help you to align with your destiny. Trying to help you align with your destiny. Bad intentions. Maybe for some of you, there is somebody surrounding you that doesn't have the best intentions, you know? Or, like I said, we can take an honest look at ourselves. If we are functioning out of this devil energy, is it manipulative? Is it toxic in the way that we're interacting with other people? Do we have bad intentions? Are we coming? Like I said, sometimes it's not that we are like this way on purpose. It's because of past, right? Our environment, what we grew up in. We may become the devil energy. Okay. And maybe this is with the integrate what you've learned. Maybe you have gone through cycle after cycle after cycle. Generational here. And there's a need for learning beyond that, beyond manipulation, beyond fear-based thinking, beyond you know, self-limiting beliefs or self-sabotaging type of behavior. Let's see what else pile number. Yeah, so this is like a really very different pile. So may not resonate for all of you, but this is definitely for somebody that needs this help. Okay. And I would say for many of you, it is working on the inner child, healing. Okay. So that you can, like I said, find yourself again through this process of the Hermit. Lots of healing, lots of nurturing, lots of self-love, identifying what your devil energy is for you, you know, whether it is that you sabotage yourself, or you have a lot of fear-based thinking, a lot of self-limiting beliefs, that you can be someone who's manipulative at times, or that you are someone who could be, I don't know, maybe aggressive, or, you know, any of those unhealthy patterns of behaviors, addictions, anything like that. Be honest with yourself. Make a list. Write it down. Okay? And so that you actually do the shadow work. Maybe some of you need to do shadow work there. Okay? Face your shadow. Make peace with it, right? It's not gonna go anywhere. But we have to just kind of move into the place where we're not allowing shadow to take over. It would be the same thing if we became somebody who was very toxic. What do they call that? Toxic positivity. Right? And I know I've seen people like that on YouTube too, that are just toxic positive. Is just everything is great and everything's wonderful. It's not, right? It's life. We all go through stuff. We all have challenges to overcome. We're all dealt a very different hand in life, and it's our how well can we get past those things? We can't just act like there are no problems and everything's great and amazing and wonderful, right? That would be us delving way too much into the light and neglecting our shadow, right? Not getting angry, not having emotions and feelings, because that's going to throw me into my shadow, right? No, it's a part of us, right? It's just about us being in control of the shadow, rather than it overpowering and overtaking our whole life. Okay? We have to balance the shadow. We have to face it. Sometimes there are some negative things that we know about ourselves that we have to work on. Right? Jealousy or insecurities, nasty behaviors, tempers, lashing out at people, all kinds of things, right? That are part of the shadow that we're not proud of. Okay? So let's see. Pile number 3. Why does pile 3 feel so lost on their path, Spirit? What guidance are they needing to hear at this time? What messages to help pile number 3 get back on their path, make the right choices, make the right decisions for their highest good? For pile 3, we have something of value. Something of value. Maybe some of you are needing to recognize what your worth is. Because we do have the Empress here. If you are around somebody that you know, some of you it is a romantic partner. Is that person, whoever it is, regardless of who it is, friend, coworker, family member, is that person adding value to your life? Right? We have keep moving forward. And then it says the changes you're experiencing are the right ones. Okay? So if your life feels like it's falling apart right now, and yeah, it just gives me a lot of like the Tower energy. If everything's crumbling down, falling apart, getting switched around, rearranged, and you're just like, what is this? What is happening right now? This is Spirit saying the changes you're experiencing are the right ones, right? Because they're happening for your highest good. Okay? Especially when they involve you losing a job, finding a new job, letting go of a relationship, finding a new one. spending time alone, right? Which I'm feeling for many of you is needed right now with the Hermit energy. It's a journey of solitude with the Hermit. Okay? Of course, there are certain things, circumstances that we go through in life that are really painful and challenging, you know, such as loss of a family member or friend and going through those type of situations. But to me, more or less with this, the right things happening for you is certain people that you need to let go of, certain jobs that need to come to an end, certain ways of thinking that have to come to an end, right? That these changes are happening for your highest good. Okay. Let's see what else. Pile number 3. We have limiting beliefs. Okay, that falls under the category of this devil energy. Right? Which is why we feel lost on the path, because of self-limiting beliefs. Okay. Right? Like I said, write them down. Get a piece of paper out, write them down. What goes on, right? When you have a plan, what are all the things that you're thinking about? All the negative stuff. Let's identify what those are, and being more mindful of when our mind starts to delve too far into our shadow. Okay, let's see here. Right? Doubting yourself, talking yourself out of things. Again, like I said, fear-based thinking. Let's see, what else? Pile number 3, Spirit, for pile number 3. We have cultivate inner peace. Okay, a need for cultivating peace from within side of the self. What else for pile 3, Spirit? A spiritual assignment. Because you have integrate what you've learned. Integrate what you learned. To me, there's a lesson here. There's a lesson. And of course, that lesson is going to be different for all of you, but maybe it is learning not to, right? Let your limiting beliefs get in the way or block you from your path. What messages for pile 3, Spirit? We have the feminine energy. Why do you feel lost on your path? The feminine energy. Something going on with the feminine, the Empress. Like I said, for some of you, it is mother wound. It could be a need for you nurturing your own feminine energy from within inside the self. The feminine is creative, about birthing, fertility, expansion, growth, intuition. Okay. Let's see, pile number 3, Spirit. I feel like I do want to clarify the bad intentions for you with the unexpected visitor, because this makes me feel like somebody just kind of like coming into your life and bringing some toxic energy. Maybe it was a lesson that you were supposed to learn. Some of you, it may even be a person who is triggering certain things within you, and that is the assignment, is to learn what are you learning from this experience with this unexpected visitor. Some of you, romantic partner that has ungrounded energy, bad intentions. There's a lesson in it. Right? So if you have somebody who just kind of like popped into your life, a romantic partner, and flipped your world upside down, there's a lesson. There's a lesson in it. And maybe for some of you, it's learning what your worth is, learning what your value, right? Something of value, or something to be learned, something to be gained from this place that you're in right now on your path with the feeling lost. You have to take some time to think about what that is, you know? This is thinking about all the things. This is thinking about, okay, what choices have I made along my path that have led me to this place right now? There's something of value that's going to be found in this moment. That is your assignment, I feel like. We have rising above. And maybe that's what you're meant to do, is even though you may have gone through some challenges, some obstacles here, your assignment is to go through, right? We're going through this and rising above it. Rising above it. We've got to be open to receive. You know, this could be bad intentions that you've had towards other people or person, bad intentions that another person could have had towards you, right? And maybe that's learning how to maybe cut the person off, or to, if it's yourself, change your behavior, you know? But yeah, why are you feeling lost? This makes me feel like Spirit is saying right now, right here in this moment, there's something to be learned. And you're needing to integrate what you've learned. That's your assignment. How to rise above this, right? We're all here at Earth School. We're all learning. The lessons will never stop. We will always learn, even though, yes, we can get frustrated, like, why? Another lesson. Wow. Wow. Why, Spirit? Why do I have to go through this again, right? There's a reason. They keep repeating. It's because there's something we're not learning. Then we pass it, get a new lesson, something else, another experience that we go through where there's something meant to learn. Our souls are here to learn. Okay? So let's see. We've got rethink your current decision. Rethink your current decision. Okay? So maybe there's some choice or decision that you're making right now, and maybe it's not a good one. Or this can be a decision that you wanted to make, you haven't made it yet, and then this is Spirit saying, let's rethink that. Okay? Let's rethink that. So I want a little bit of information on that, Spirit. Rethinking your current decision. And I also want to know this bad intentions. Like, is this, like I said, if it's yours, then okay, we're working on ourselves. Okay? If this is somebody else in your circle, and many of you may already know who this is, romantic partner, ungrounded energy, which could be you, but it could also be the other person here, right? Like I said, we got to be honest here. Otherwise, things don't get fixed and healed and moving past things. We have to be honest and do honest self-assessment, okay? Let's see. What is this bad intentions here? Spirit, tell us a little bit more about the bad intentions. Actually, let's use a different deck. What are the bad intentions? What are the bad intentions here, Spirit? Where is this coming from? What are the bad intentions? The Queen of Wands. They could be coming from a feminine energy. Let's get a little bit more. And we've got the Four of Wands. And the Nine of Cups. Some of you, this could be a female partner. Okay, a female partner. Those of you that are female watching this, this might be you. Okay, and maybe that could be something here. Rethink your current decision. Maybe the intention surrounding your decisions or your plan or something here is not that great. Maybe Spirit's saying, let's rethink it. Let's integrate what we've learned. Let's rise above. Like, let's just say for some of you, even that are kind of like a part of like family drama, you know, it could, I mean, it could be a sibling, you know, a sibling. It could be a parent. It could be a female parent. It could be a friend, you know, that's in your circle that knows you. But yeah, this makes me feel like this person is close to you. They could be living in your home. You could live with them. If you are living with family, it could be a need for you to look, do you have bad intentions as you're in this home? Or is there a person that has bad intentions that you live with towards you? Okay. So of course, like I said, general reading, you have to just take some time, but this is close to you, pile 3. This is in your house, in your environment, in your home, family, friends, romantic partner. Bad intentions. It's either you and your intentions towards somebody that you live with, or this is somebody who lives with you. Could be a fire sign. Doesn't necessarily have to be female, but this is feminine energy. Could be a male. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay? In the home, close to you. Your circle. Bad intentions. Bad intentions. Okay. What is this rethinking your current decision here? 7 of Pentacles. That's taking time to evaluate and reassess something. With Temperance, this is being patient. This is taking your time, bringing things in balance. The 7 of Wands is about challenge, adversity, facing it, overcoming it, setting boundaries with people, standing your ground, not backing down, not giving up. What is this rethinking your decision for pile? We've got the King of Swords. Yeah, there's a need for clear thinking, action, decisions. Some of you, I'm feeling like you're feeling super overwhelmed. You may be taking on a lot of responsibility, a lot on your plate. I mean, that could be with family. It could be with something here that you've got going on in your life that is stressing you out, whether it's work, it's family, it's relationship, something here. And this is a need for you to kind of reassess what you've got on your plate. What can you release? What can you let go of? Okay. What can you release and let go of? Was there anything else that I wanted to? Rising above, we got that. Moving forward. Keep moving forward. Let's get a little bit on that. What does this keep moving forward, Spirit? The 4 of Cups. Because the 4 of Cups will put us in a place where we are unhappy with where we're at and we're not doing anything to change it. We can feel very stuck, very blocked. Right? And deciding like, oh, okay, well, I'm not happy here on my path right now. I feel lost, so I guess I'm just gonna stay here. Stay here and just stay miserable and stay sad and stay upset and unhappy. But the 7 of Wands is like Spirit saying, keep going, right? There's an assignment here. Integrate what you've learned. Integrate what you've learned. What have you learned? Pile 1. Rising above. How to rise above this. What is pile 3? What have they learned? What do they need to integrate here, Spirit? What do they need to integrate? The 9 of Pentacles. Independence. Don't depend on anybody. Don't count on anybody. You know? Codependency. Attachment. For some of you, if you're codependent on a romantic partner, if you're codependent on a family member, this is you learning how to stand on your own, right? How to manifest your own money, how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to create your own wealth, create your own abundance, create your own security, right? Because like I said, for some of you, there is the foundation here, the root chakra. Security, stability. Some of you, there may be some immaturity surrounding your relationship with money, right? how to manifest it, how to manage it. And so those of you that are codependent and even are keeping yourself in a toxic relationship or a toxic family situation because of money, this is you learning how to stand on your own for some of you, okay? Take the time to deep dive into the self. Am I letting my shadow take over right now? And is it blocking me from standing on my own? You know, and it's not to say that you can't have a healthy amount of interdependence in relationships. You can, right? A healthy amount of dependence. But again, temperance, keeping in balance, right? So you're integrating what you've learned about stability, security, how to rise above, how to keep moving forward, how to not end up at the Four of Cups and just decide, forget it. Can't do it. I can't take care of myself, or I can't stand on my own, or I need this person. I have to stay in this relationship. I have to keep myself in this toxic family situation that I don't like because I'm too afraid, right? So this is Spirit saying here, keep moving forward, integrate what you've learned about independence, about stability, about building something for yourself. Let's see what else. Pile 3, what have you learned? What are you needing to integrate? Pile 3. The Page of Pentacles, okay? That is planting the seed for something new. Changing your story, changing the direction, leaving the old story in the past, creating a new one, okay? A new one for yourself. 5 of Pentacles, this is abandonment. It is poverty mindset, poverty consciousness, lack mentality, scarcity, right? So there's been a lesson for many of you that you've gone through over and over and over again surrounding your independence, you creating wealth, not being codependent upon others for abundance, for wealth, for security. This is you learning how to stand and be self-sufficient for some of you with the Empress here. Self-sufficient. How can I take care of myself? How can I nurture myself? How can I nurture my gifts? How can I nurture my mind, my heart, my body, my spirit? Okay? So, yes, I feel like, that is your assignment here. That is your spiritual assignment. That's why we're feeling lost, because if we haven't learned this, Spirit's like, okay, pile 3 isn't quite ready yet for this next step on their path. Let's just stay right here in this lesson until pile 3 understands what needs to change, what needs to happen, what decisions, what actions, what needs to change right in this space. Okay? Once we start to integrate what we've learned from our past, then, right, like I said earlier with the Hermit, there are no skipping levels, right? With this work that we each have to do. All of us have to do this, right? It's not fun. We could feel like this, stuck, lost for a lot of period of time in our life. I felt like this, literally. I remember my earliest memories being like 5 years old and being depressed. Being depressed at 5 years old. Alone, lost, lonely, sad at 5. Right? I had an abandonment wound. A father abandonment wound. And grieving, right? That feeling of grief and mourning, right? Throughout my whole life with that wound of feeling alone, feeling lonely, being introverted. Not that that's something wrong with being introverted, but that's how I felt. I felt just different. I wanted to be away from people. I wanted to shut people out. Nobody understands me. I'm depressed. I'm sad. Leave me alone, right? And I went through this, what I will say, dark night of the soul, which felt like my entire life. Because not until I had my spiritual awakening in 2019, I was like this, right? So those of you that feel, okay, yes, I've been lost for like the last 5 years, right? Some of us go through this for the good majority of our entire life, right? And I'm 45 years old right now, right? I went through the awakening in 2019, which... 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, like almost 4 years 41 years old. 41 years old of feeling lost. So imagine going through what, you know what I'm saying? It's like we all go through it. There is no way around it. You have to face your shadow, face your darkness, face whatever, you know, what this is for you. Otherwise, because to me, I'm seeing this as Spirit saying, we're staying right here for pile 3. We're keeping it right here because we need to do the inner work. We need to heal pile 3. You need to heal. I feel like looking at this when I first pulling this card, this is a lot. This is a lot of healing, and it makes it seem very daunting, you know, to look at what that path to healing looks like and how long it's going to last and how long do I have to stay like this? How long is it going to be, right? Before I start to feel better and things start get going again in my life, right? But this is Spirit saying here, integrate what you've learned. Let's start making the changes that we need to and rise above what we've gone through, right? Share your story, tell your story, write it, make a book, create a book, right? Write a book. Okay? So giving you a huge hug, love, big spiritual hug, pile number 3. You will make it through this. Okay? You will. Just keep your, like Spirit's saying here, keep moving forward. Rise above it. Rise above it. Even if there's somebody around you that's being negative, nasty, bad energy, rise above it. Okay? So I'm going to leave this reading here for you. Pile number 3. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.